Hello everybody and welcome back to Farm Sim 25 and welcome back to Ataloss Farms. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight, I hate to see it, but at the same time, we're ushering out what is the word I'm looking for? We're ushering out one project and we're going into another. What up, Manny, Nick, Caden? Welcome everybody. So, tonight it's all about saying goodbye to Adelos Farms for now, because this is the last live stream for Adelos Farms. You guys, over the course of the last 26 live streams, well, 25 live streams, have watched me go from the beginning with absolutely nothing, endure the hardships, the the uh, the ups, the downs, and yet here we are. We've built something together that I think we can be proud of, and that is something that a lot of people don't get a lot to do. You know, don't get a chance to do. Like, I am extremely happy with how this series has gone, and I personally feel like it had to end at some point, right? We have to bring it to a close. Now, we didn't necessarily meet our goal of getting out of debt yet, but we might revisit in the future. But you guys saw in the last harvest alone, we managed to pay off a good chunk of our debt. We went from having a $1.5 million loan to just over $1 million loan. And so, over the course of another 2 years, we would be out of debt, and then it would just be all profit from there. So there's no reason to say that we didn't accomplish our goals, even if we didn't manage to get out of debt yet. If we played more of the farm sim on this particular playthrough instead of starting a new series, an edited series, I think that we would have absolutely gotten out of debt. But again, new projects are always exciting, and it's a new challenge, right? Every day is just a little bit different. Manny, thank you for becoming the newest member and re-upping your membership. Appreciate you, my dude. Lane, Greg's, Tyler Talk, Caden, Demetrius, Speed, good to see you guys. Hope everybody had a great holiday. But overall, I think this is something we can all be proud of. Because look at this. Like, you guys being here supporting me helped make this a reality. And I love the way our farm has turned out. We set out with a simple goal. We bought this property at the beginning, and in the beginning, this property was just a chunk of ugly forest with a little tiny field attached to it. And look at what we turned it into minus the chia pets. Like, I mean, seriously, we got us a nice grassland field, like a nice yard. We've got our sheeps and goats over here in their little meadow. Look at the little babies. The babies are so happy. They're little prancing around. We've got our greenhouse down at the bottom, giving us some saplings. We got our sawmill that's kept us afloat throughout the entire series. We have our rice oil that we've never actually sold yet, but that'll be coming up today. But yeah, I'm very happy with how everything has gone. We finally got our yard built, and it looks absolutely fantastic. And honestly, I think those cherry blossoms, the cherry trees, really set off the look and just make it special. Like, I really do. I love it. I love our entire setup. And I mean, don't forget, this isn't all of our property. We still own this back here. Oh, look at Daisy! Daisy! We love you, girl. You're such a good girl. But yeah, we've cleared this entire hillside and took forever to do it, but we did it. We cleared it. We were able to get the stump grinder. We were able to grind the majority of the stumps. There's a couple of stubborn stumps out here, but we were able to get rid of most of them. And then we've got our grass field, our rice field, our cotton fields, all back here. Like, this was all forest, though. Like, all of this. This entire property that we bought, this original plot, was all forest, all nasty, all of the devil trees, the hilariousness of us cutting down the trees and dragging them down the road only to be yeeted by Amazon trucks and everything has been a lot of fun. Giovanni, Jess, good to see you guys. And yes, I totally agree. FS25 is very addictive. Very addictive. But yeah, we're saying goodbye to Adelos Farms today. This will be our last live stream on Adelos Farms this year. Uh, as we close out 2025, the year 2025, I will be starting a new project with Jess in the chat. The month of January, we will be starting a live stream co-op series where we work together and build something together. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun too. And I can't wait to see how that turns out. But that's enough chit chat. We got work to do. It's officially time to get some work done around here. We've been talking long enough. Let's walk across the chip pit. Our grass shouldn't be ready to go yet. Everything else over here should be good. I think we got to plant our rice fields, if I remember correctly. So let's go over here and make sure she's flooded. I believe we started the flooding process the last time, but I want to double check. What up, Clint? Jacob? Moose Knuckle, good to see you. Hope you guys all had a good Christmas as well. But yeah, it's that time. It's time for us to get ready and plant all of our beautiful, beautiful rice. So, with all of that being said, let's get it started. Now, we can go ahead and grab this. Hello. We're going to grab our little flatbed trailer, which I believe is already over there, come to think of it. By the way, for those of you who may be joining us for the first time on the live stream versus the edited series, welcome everybody. Also, don't let me forget about this goat milk we got here too. We gotta sell off that goat milk at some point today. But we're gonna move this over here. We are going to load up our rice saplings. And then we will get the rice planter out, get it up to the top. Something like that ought to work. All right. And then we'll throw the rest of these on here real quick. But like I said, it's not goodbye forever, okay? We're not done with Ataloss Farms permanently. This is just a, you know, starting something new. Letting Ataloss Farms go for the time being. We can always rejoin this at some point. We're not selling off the farm. We're not trying to go that far just yet. You guys made it abundantly clear the last time we streamed this that you guys didn't want to see Ataloss Farms go. You guys wanted to see it continue to grow. So, again, not selling everything off. We will continue to make Ataloss Farm into something in the future, but we are going to put the series on hold for the time being as we work on new things. Clarkson's Farm just got renewed for a 4th season. Nice. I enjoyed it. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think that I would. I thought it was gonna be, you know, a terrible series because I thought it would be, you know, Clarkson making a mockery of farmers, and I couldn't have been more wrong. It was fantastic. So if you haven't seen Clarkson Farm, I highly recommend you watch it over there on Amazon Prime. It's a lot of fun. It really is. It's such a good show. Somehow we managed to screw this. How have we screwed this up so bad? How have we ended up this far off? I guess I started this side a little bit further forward. I don't know why this game triggers my OCD so bad. I don't even have OCD that I know of. But this game triggers me into like trying to make everything nice and pretty. Is it just because it's so satisfying when everything lines up perfectly? And not doing that? Spartan? Don't do that. Whatever that was, don't do it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to working with Jess over the coming little while. I don't know exactly how long that series will go with Jess, but I'm sure it'll be a little while. And I can't wait to find out what we're going to get up to, because I'm sure we're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm sure we can build an absolutely awesome farm together. And I look forward to it. Now, I will say this. I want to see what's available when we do start the series and see what we're up to. Because right now, we have no idea. Like, I have no idea what the two of us are going to get into. I don't have a plan. I don't know if we're going to stay on Riverbend Springs or if we're going to change it up. Maybe go to Hutan Pintai or whatever that I think it's a Japanese map or an Asian map of some sort. Or whatever. Like, I have no idea what we're going to do at this point. But we're going to get up to some fun. And regardless of where we start and how we do, I think we're going to have a good time. You left your job yesterday. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad that you're feeling better mentally. And I hope that your future does better for you. It's always rough when you end a chapter in your life and start a new chapter. It's always scary with everything that can go wrong. But I'm sure that you will be just fine. And you'll come out the better for it. How many pallets of rice saplings do we have? Like, I know we're not going to use this many. I load them up because as soon as we're done planting, I end up selling these saplings off. But, yeah, this is a lot of saplings. Like, I feel like we have a lot of saplings. This just reminds me of, like, pallets of grass, like sod. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at this, it looks so perfect. It just reminds me of, like, grass. You ever seen, like, a pallet of, like, sod come in before they plant it? Or put it down, I guess. They don't really plant it, they just kind of roll it out. But, yeah, you can get little squares of this. And it's just, it kind of looks just like this. That'd be an interesting mod, wouldn't it? Imagine, like, going into business as a, like a sod producer or something. Wouldn't that be cool? Grow different types of grass and you can use that grass and sell it and do all sorts of craziness. I think that'd be interesting. By the way, I got some big news hopefully coming in the near future as well. One of the things that I did here towards the end of the year is I have tried to set myself up to do more PC stuff going forward. So a lot of the stuff that you guys may remember from the past might be making a return in the near future, possibly some new stuff, as well as potentially trying to play Farm Sim 25 on PC for the first time. I have a new video graphics card on the way to be the last thing, well, that and a power supply, but to be the last thing that I needed to upgrade on my PC. This is about as far, once I get this graphics card, this is about as far of upgrades as I can possibly make with my old school computer. My computer will then be basically maxed out for what it's capable of. So in the future, if we want to go even further on PC, we would have to then, you know, get a new PC essentially. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how everything goes. I've got a 4070 Ti Super on the way. And that should give me the ability to do a little bit more when it comes to computer streaming specifically. Streaming and recording of computer games has been my downside for a little while. Like, I want to do some PC stuff, but I haven't had the ability to. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Gregs, thank you for re-upping for 7 months. Captain Rob, good to see you. Yamato's in the chat, good to see you. Rogue. Alright, Jess, have a good night. When am I going to do the Brawl in World War? I'm not. The Brawls don't really interest me at all. Too arcadey, not a lot of fun, in my opinion. I think they're just silly most of the time. But yeah. Nothing against the people that do enjoy it. It's just not for me. I don't know if those last 2 pilots are going to stay on. I'm hoping they do. But, yeah. Got a lot of rice saplings here. We're not going to use that many. Look out, deer. Not going to use that many rice saplings up here to plant this field. But we'll get this field planted. Then we can move forward in time. We'll be able to sell off our goat milk. I forget what month we got to sell our goat milk. I'll have to look into it. With all of that. But, pull this over here, grab the planter, bring it up here. We'll get this party started. Everything else should be good. We've already planted the cotton. We've already done all the things we needed to do with the cotton in terms of fertilizing, weeding, all that stuff. So shouldn't have any issues there. I think I'm actually going to put this more the center of this. But yeah, if we look over here, we should have everything good to go. And yeah. 100% fertilized. Everything's good on the cotton side of things. Uncle Breda, how's it going? Jacob as well. Casual. Something like a Ryzen 9 and 4080 with like 40 terabytes of storage. Yeah, I mean, the PC that I have is nothing close to that. I've upgraded it over time. I've got I want to say it's an MSI Z390A motherboard with the socket that's on it for the CPU. The best that I could do was the oh, they changed this? Oh my god! They updated my house! The garage door opens! They updated it. Isn't that nice? I mean, it's a small garage. I'm not getting my truck inside, but still, they updated it. That's awesome. I got distracted. But yeah, so the CPU that I currently have is a it's Intel Core i9 9900K. I've got a all-in-one cooler on it. It's only a 120 mil radiator and fan, but for what I've used it for, I've not had any overheating issues with the CPU. It's not like I'm overclocking it or anything. What was I doing? I was planting. Planting, Spartan. Come on. Stay on track. But yeah, so that's the CPU that I have. Then I have a, like I said, the current GPU is a Gigabyte NVIDIA RTX 2060. It is not the best GPU in the world, but it has gotten me through up to this point with all of my video editing and stuff that I do. It does pretty decent for that. It just doesn't do me very good when it comes to recording and streaming video from the PC that's playing the games. Like, I can play games on my PC, but when it comes to playing and recording and playing and streaming, that is very, very GPU intensive, and I just didn't have the capability. But yeah, I will be upgrading the GPU into a, like I said, the Gigabyte NVIDIA RTX 4070 Ti Super, which should be a huge upgrade from what I currently have. I also will be having to upgrade my power supply from the current, I want to say it's a 500 watt power supply, to a 1000 watt power supply, so that I future-proof it quite a bit. So I'm able to use that. And then of course I have 64 gigabytes of DDR4 Crucial Ballistics RAM. So overall, it's not a bad PC at all. It's just that it needed to be updated for the whole gaming and PC recording while gaming. Just wasn't very good at it. Alright, so we are going to start down here and start planting our rice. Now, this will be our first plant since they updated the water physics and stuff again for the planting, so it'll be interesting to see how this looks. Alright, unfold it. And off we go. You getting a laptop after the first of the year to play 25 on? Nice. Congrats. What up, X-Play? How's it going? Reed? Hobo? Oh god. Yeah, this first row seems to be a little bit too close to the pump. But hey, we get it done. We use every inch of the field that we can. Seven Days to Die, dude, I've played that game on console. I hated it. Like, don't get me wrong, like, zombie games are okay for those people that enjoy them. I am not a zombie game kind of person. I can't stand games like that. Like, they're just annoying to me more than anything else. What up, good night? How's it going? Hobo, good to see you. Yeah, I had a good Christmas. Went to my sister's house with my dad. Got to hang out with them and watch my three nieces and my nephew open their Christmas presents. I always we go down really early in the morning, so that we can be there when the kids get up for Christmas. And I usually go upstairs and hang out with the kids while their mom and dad and my dad get everything ready for the kids. God, I love this game. Like, look at that ripple, man. How can you not like that? So good. But yeah, I go in there. I'll hang out with them upstairs in their bedroom while everything's getting started and getting ready. And then once everything's ready, we go downstairs and we just sit there for a couple of hours, just enjoying watching kids' eyes light up at every new thing that they get. Like, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. And then once they start arguing over stuff, then it's about time to leave. I don't know if you guys, young kids are something, man. They are so happy until they're not, and then all of a sudden they are so angry, and they turn from little angels early Christmas morning into little demons by Christmas afternoon. So for me, it was go down, hang out for a few hours, and then when my sister and them were headed over to their to my sister's in-laws. To continue their Christmas, then we went back home, and I hung out at home alone for Christmas and went to bed. That was my Christmas. What up, BA? Good to see you. Dead Stick, good to see you. Welcome. Appreciate everybody dropping in. Don't forget to slap that like button if you do enjoy. I think I'm easily impressed when it comes to like games. But then again, I've been around since games were like nothing, right? Like, I'm old. So all of this is pretty awesome. Seeing games progress from where I started gaming to where they are now has been incredible. Finished Brawl and World of Warships in 1 hour. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the Brawl modes, they're gimmicky, but, I mean, it's not exactly like it's a challenge or anything. I've played Brawls in the past at different times. I'm just not a big fan of it. Alright, let's go get some good old rice saplings here. I'm not going to worry about trying to get it to like pull from one specific spot at this point, because it doesn't matter. They're all going to end up getting sold off anyway after they're done, so I don't have to keep the pallets all perfect. But the way it pulls from the trailer is a bit sus sometimes. And I don't know why sometimes it doesn't fill it all the way up. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It's weird. Here we go. Off we go again. What up, Mind Warp? Good to see you. Do I plan on planting poplar before we put this farm on hold? Not currently. This will be the last stream of Ataloss farms for the foreseeable future. We will probably revisit this series at some point in the future, but I can't make any guarantees on when that will be. So as of right now, this will be the last episode for the time being. If we do revisit it, getting into poplar wouldn't be something that I would be opposed to, but we don't have the money to do that because we ended up paying $500,000 in loans in the last episode. But yeah, I mean, we're essentially able to make about $500,000 in profit, or a little over $500,000, $600,000 in profit a year. So once we get the loan paid off, like, whatever we want to do becomes a reality at that point, right? Because then you'll be able to put essentially $600,000 a year into expansion. It's so dark in here tonight. I think it's the overcast skies. They don't let you see anything. What up, Kevin? How's it going? My day is going well. Hopefully yours is as well. What up? You got smoked? How's it going? Glad to hear it. The Azuma can be really nasty, man. Just gotta watch out for 16-inch guns. 15-inch guns or whatever, but 16-inch guns are a problem. You gotta be careful there. But, yeah, I like the Azuma a lot. Yeah, I know. Poplar is cheap to plant, and then the wood chips that you get from it, or bio bales, are pretty absurdly priced. So, I do know that. Now, that being said, that might be something we could get into at some point on our edited series. But we're not there yet. We gotta wait. By the way, I am very happy with how that edited series has gone. As far as like me learning what people are enjoying, what they're not enjoying, trying to balance time lapses with the amount of talking that I do during the episode, trying to make a certain amount of progress, trying to make a cohesive video by editing everything into like a video. I think I've learned quickly, and I think I'm doing a pretty decent job with that. And honestly, the first video blew me away how popular it's done. Like, it's over 5,000 views. It's like 5,500 views or something like that, and over 100 new subscribers just from the first episode of that edited series. And then each episode after that has been pretty consistent with 1,000 to 1,600 views, somewhere in that neighborhood. So I'm pretty happy with how everything has gone so far. Being new to Farm Sim and having to try to branch out, like, I know it's going to take time. I know that people don't know me in farm simming, or like farming simulator currently, but we've already met a lot of new faces, new friends in farming simulator, so I'm looking forward to potentially future collaborations with those people. I think there's a lot of good out here, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for the channel as we continue to push forward with new things, especially once we get the PC upgraded, and hopefully everything starts working better for me in that regard. Will the How to Play Ships Better series be continuing? Saw one of your videos recently pop up in your feed. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, specifically any particular video that you're referencing? Because I got a lot of different videos out there, and I don't know exactly, like, I've uploaded thousands of videos for World of Warships Legends, so I don't remember everything right off the top of my head. We did bring back the wheel recently, which was one of the most requested things. But yeah, I'm trying to like keep a nice balance of new stuff on the channel, as well as, you know, good old content that people are here for. Trying to keep my channel up and running as best as I can. What up, Mr. Video Gamer? How's it going? What's the reason that the series is ending? Well, we are, at the beginning of the year, going to be working with Jess, one of the viewers and fellow creators that we've been chit-chatting with for months throughout the Farm Sim. So we will be doing a streamed co-op series with her. I think that'll be a lot of fun. We will hopefully get to build something really cool together. It's going to be my first, like, truly co-op series on Farm Sim. I know we did a little bit of co-op with, it wasn't really co-op, it was kind of like co-op, but it wasn't, because we were all kind of doing our own things when we did it with Peak and the guys back in the day, but on Farm Sim 22. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, we're not necessarily getting rid of the series completely. It's just more of a putting it on hold while we do something new. You know, always trying to continue to keep things fresh. You guys know that. But we've pretty much set out and accomplished all the goals that we wanted to for this series, which is kind of why I wanted to kind of try something different. We bought all the property we were looking to buy early on. If you guys remember the original plan for Ataloss Farms, it was never supposed to be a multi-billion-dollar farm or anything like that. It was simply us getting in, playing the game from day one, just playing the game on normal, like just, you know, just getting in and playing Farming Simulator, you know, from the get-go. There was no real plan other than once we picked our starting plot, we wanted to be able to build a nice farm out of it, and then we set up our goals for expansion to cover the entire peninsula. We managed to do that to the point where not only did we do that, but we've now expanded to the top section of the map as well. So Ataloss Farms has met and exceeded all of my expectations for the series, and the only thing that we didn't manage to do before the end of the year was to pay off our loan completely. And given a couple of more streams, we absolutely could do that. There's nothing stopping us from paying it off other than just playing a couple of more streams. What up, Commander Tragic? Good to see you. Appreciate you dropping in, dropping a like for us. Since you got the Friesland and Azuma, you don't play any other ships. I'm telling you, man, it's so much fun. It's so much fun. Friesland is so much fun. The Azuma is so much fun. They're just different, right? They're just different styles of ships, and it's just a lot of fun. So I don't blame you there. Am I worried that in the edited series, the trees you will be planting may also disappear? I'm hoping that, no. I'm hoping that that's not going to happen. You know, I don't want to put that juju on me. One of the reasons that the trees disappeared in this series was because we were already doing like arable crops, so we had to stop doing what we were doing, and then we ended the series, or ended the stream, saved, left, came back, and that's what caused the glitch. Once we get to the point where we're able to speed up time and start growing those trees, they're the only thing that we're waiting on, essentially. So we'll be able to skip straight through until they're planted, or until they're grown. So the thing that I want to do before we do that, though, is I want to get a house up and running so that I have some place to stay and skip time. If we can pull that off, then we go forward in time. We can get the trees growed up that way. But yeah, other than that, keeping the sawmill fed, keeping the greenhouse going is the only thing we have to worry about on that edited series currently, other than trees. So we'll be able to skip through until they are fully grown and ready to be harvested. I just want to make sure that we have a, you know, for the roleplay side of things, I want to make sure that I have a house to stay in before we go full ham into skipping 3 years into the future or whatever it is. Is there any new maps for Farm Sim 22? The only map that is currently out for Xbox and PlayStation currently is the New Frontier map, and there is technically 3 different versions of it. There's the forestry version, the arable version, and the normal version of the map. So that is the only one that's currently available. I'm sure there will be others soon enough, but that's the map that I'm playing on the edited series, if you haven't had a chance to look at that yet. Other than that, it's just the 3 base game maps, which is Riverbend Springs, where we are currently, Hutan Pentai, or Pantai, which I believe is the Asian map, which is Japan or East Asia somewhere. And then we have the Sri Lanka map, which is over in Europe. No, it's all good, Smoke. Appreciate you dropping in, man. We've had a lot of fun with this series. We've learned a lot. We've done a lot of new stuff. I've thoroughly enjoyed this series. And, yeah, it's always, like, sad to see a series go, but at the same time, like, it's also exciting, because you know that you're looking forward to something new, right? I love it. Like, you guys know my favorite thing in Farming Simulator is the growth, right? Like the progression from start to finish. Like, I don't really care about the high-end, massive tractors, massive fields, taking care of millions of dollars of crops and all this every single year. Like, that's not for me. Like, I enjoy the grind. I enjoy the starting, the coming up, like, building something from nothing. Like, that is what I enjoy the most about Farm Sim, personally. Once you get to the end game of Farm Sim, it does get kind of repetitive, and it's just, you know, I don't know. It's not as enjoyable for me as, like, the early game is. Like, our progression series, our start from scratch series. Like, that, for me, despite it being so difficult, is actually so much fun, because you get to, like, everything is new, everything is fresh, like, everything takes time, and every little bit of progress is, like, visible, you know what I mean? Whereas once you get to the end game in Farm Sim, you're just snowballing, right? Like, you're just buying sections of the map, you're taking over the entire map, like, it just, I don't know. It loses its appeal once it gets to that point for me, personally. What up, Tuna? Why are we saying goodbye? I literally just explained it, brother man. But we're saying goodbye for the time being because we will be starting a new series as a co-op live stream series with Jess, where I work with Jess. We build a new co-op sort of farm. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think. You heard half of it? Oh, that's all good. But yeah, so that is the goal, was to finish this series by the end of the year. Now, we could come back to this at some point in the future. I'm not deleting the save or anything like that. We're simply putting this series on hold for the time being. You guys made it pretty obvious that you would like to see this series return. So I'm not selling off all the property. I'm not selling off all the equipment or anything like that. We'll leave it as it is currently when we end the stream today. We'll just simply be putting it on hold for the time being. I'm gonna need to go get some more rice saplings, but yeah, I want to do this co-op series, a multiplayer co-op series with Jess. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to it. Starting in January. So when your farm makes a lot of money, you should quit and not do it. No, everybody has their own, and your farm is real, by the way. So no, obviously not. But personally, I enjoy the smaller, like the come-upping, or the coming up side of farm sim. Like I like building things from scratch and watching them transform the landscape into something completely different than when they started. And I think we've accomplished that. I'm pretty happy with our progress during this series and how much we've done. Yeah, I know, Jason. Will I do another POW World series? No. Mighty, appreciate you, but no. POW World, while it was okay initially, like, it got repetitive early on, and it lost its appeal to me pretty quickly. But, plus, they're being sued by Nintendo right now, which I think we all saw coming. Like, Nintendo's one of the most aggressive pursuers of copyrights out there. So I don't think anybody was crazy to think that POW World was going to get away with it unscathed. So until that all resolves, like, we don't know exactly what the future of POW World is anyway. What up, Trevor? Welcome as well. Big Fat Krell, good to see you, my dude. Had a good Christmas. Hope you did as well, man. I know I don't always drop in and say hello, but you'd be surprised how often here lately I've been just hanging out in your streams while you're playing Legends or whatever. I usually do stop in and say hi when I'm in somebody's stream, but sometimes I hang out and watch in the background. But I hope you had a good Christmas as well. I do like the rice planting, man. Now, I wouldn't necessarily want to go with a massive rice, like, empire or anything. But, as far as, like, just doing, like, a singular field, like, it is very satisfying. It is very satisfying. Who do I watch on YouTube for farm sim stuff, like chill, relax series? I mean, lately I've been watching a lot of my dude Oregon Trees Gaming. He's a small YouTube channel, but he's been doing farm sim a long time. His live streams are always super chill. A lot of good people that hang out in the chat, so always good to stop by there. But as far as like edited content, I've been watching. I've always enjoyed watching Daggerwin. Daggerwin's a lot of fun. DJ Go Ham is a lot of fun. The Formal Pickle. I love the Formal Pickle stuff as well. Jake is a good dude. And watching him. I really enjoyed his series that he was doing with his dad, who's a real farmer as well. Like that little co-op series that they had going on was a lot of fun. But I'm enjoying his new co-op series with the guys as well in Farm Sim 25. So hopefully everything can keep going there. But I watch a lot of different stuff on YouTube. I watch YouTube more than I watch anything else. I don't really get into watching TV or sports or anything like that anymore. I watch YouTube more than anything. What up, Lego? Good to see you, man. You got to Florida and you don't want to take it out because I hear the horror story. Nah, Florida's way better now than it used to be, just due to the accuracy difference. Like, it used to be so inaccurate, plus it had, like, no upside. Like, there was just no upside to the Florida except the improved heel that the Florida got back in the day. Which it still has, but now it is so much more accurate that it is not nearly as painful as it used to be. So, yeah, I'd say give it a shot, man. Give it a shot, you might enjoy it. Just know that you have no armor. It's basically North Carolina without the belt armor. And without 16-inch guns. So you don't overmatch, and you get absolutely punished by anything that overmatches 25 mil. Or 26 mil, or whatever it is. I think it's 25. Which is 15-inch guns and above. Anything 15 inches and above overmatches basically your entire ship. So there's no angling against it. Plus it takes some nasty citadels from a lot of different angles. Yeah, Tuna, if we lived closer, I think we could make a lot of content together, brother, man. I think that would be really cool. First of all, getting out on the farm would be a lot of fun, because I actually grew up, I wouldn't say I grew up working on farms, but I grew up, I raised some hogs. I used to go down every summer to my aunt's house who had a farm. It wasn't arable, it was a livestock farm, where she raised chickens and cattle and hogs and stuff like that. So, I would go down every summer down to their place and help take care of their animals and stuff all summer. So I loved it. I truly enjoyed that growing up. And now getting into farm sim and stuff, I enjoy it too. But yeah, not just that. Like, to work it out. Like, do you imagine the two of us getting together, work it out, with our proclivity for ego lifting? Obviously, you're an ox. But, like, I really enjoy a challenge, and I don't know that I could stand idly by while you're outlifting me all the time. I would have to be pushing myself even harder than I do currently. What up, Fenrir? Good to see you. Jim, good to see you. If you cycle the AP and HE correctly, I'd argue that it's more effective than NC most of the time. I wouldn't go that far just because NC does have the ability to overmatch, and 16-inch guns against 25 mils of armor is pretty effective. But yeah, I mean, North Carolina also has the belt armor, so you can angle against 16-inch guns and so on. I wouldn't go that far. Florida is fine, and especially now that it's got the changes to the reload as well as the accuracy. Like, I think that the Florida is way better now than it used to be. But it still has the weaknesses that it had, right? And, like I said, the heel is fantastic. It's got the improved heel that you love on the American ships, like Ohio and all of them that have the improved heel. comes back quickly, heals a lot of health. Like, it's really good. It's not quite a British super heal, but it's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, North Carolina can be trolly. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But, I mean, until recently, the Florida was the same way. And Florida still can be, but Florida can also throw 12 rounds down range now. So it's going to always feel more accurate, especially if you're shooting full broadsides. Because you just throw more stuff at the wall. It would be bad, but fun as hell. Exactly, dude. That's why I've always wanted to get together and do a bro zone thing. I think that would be so much fun. I think it would be incredibly hilarious to get Aaron, you, me, Hustle all together from the bro zone. I know you've met Aaron, you've met Bretta. I don't know if you've met Hustle. I can't remember if you guys got together at some point or another. But I've met Aaron. It's so much fun to work out as like a group. So I think getting all of us together would be hilarious. Which is why I've always wanted to do a bro zone meetup, man. To get everybody together, do like a full workout day, like me and Aaron, when we get together, do. Like every time that Aaron and I have gotten together, we've done like a full day of working out. The last time we actually got to do the whole Oppenheimer thing, that was a lot of fun. I got to meet his fiance. I don't know if they got quite married yet, but I know it's his fiance. Those two are adorable together. Like it's hilarious. But yeah, I think getting the bro zone together at some point, like everybody, would be a lot of fun, especially for a workout. That would be a gym takeover that I would pay to see. Just me, you, Hustle, Aaron, Bretta, everybody just taking over the gym. Shenanigans would be had. What up, Camaro? How's it going? You don't... wait, what? Your thoughts on the Austin and Hindenburg? From what I understand, it's not the Austin, it's the Jinan. But yeah, I mean, I honestly, just between you and I, could not care less. As a battleship main, I'm not all that interested in new cruisers. Hindenburg is one of those things that everybody's been complaining hasn't been in the game for a long time, so it'll be interesting what they ship to next. Like, what are they going to complain about now? Right? Like, people have been complaining that Hindenburg isn't in the game for the longest time, and that's been all the root of everybody's problems. The Hindenburg ain't here, Hindenburg ain't here, Hindenburg ain't here. Now it's going to be here, so now what are they going to complain about? What's the next ship that they're going to complain about for 5 years? But I don't know if you noticed, I jumped back in the old Hipper because I'm going to need to get the rune, because you know I'm going to have to grind for the Hipper, or the new Hindenburg. So, got to get that eventually. What up, Mr. Quake? Kremlin. Kremlin is something that I would like to see come. Just because, I mean, the Russians have no representation at Legendary Tier. None. Yeah, that's the thing, Tuna. Like, everybody's so busy and we're so spread out that getting everybody together at the same time is tough. Hey, Ron, I'll call you and tell you not to lift too heavy. Yeah, I worry that you're going to hurt yourself one of these days, man. Like, I really do. I know you're an ox, and I know you're capable of moving a stupid amount of weight, but I also do worry that you're going to hurt yourself, because with the weights that you're moving, anything that goes wrong is going to go really, really wrong. Like, for somebody like me, I'm not all that strong, so, like, when I screw up and hurt myself, it's usually minor, you know? Like, if I get a small, like, pulled muscle or something like that, and I've had some nasty injuries from even the small amount of weights that I move. When I've made mistakes, I've had the intercostal muscles that I've pulled really badly. That was basically like having broken ribs for 8 weeks. I think it was 8 to 10 weeks, something like that. I pulled my lower right abdominal like twice, really badly. That's 8 to 10 weeks of recovery every single time. Like I've had some pretty nasty injuries for no more than I actually work out, like in terms of my weights that I'm moving. And so like that's what worries me. As much as you are an absolute unit and you're an absolute ox, and the amount of weight that you're capable of moving is nothing short of astounding for no longer than you've been like truly getting after it. I just worry that if something does go wrong, it's going to go really wrong. What up, Mr. Mohammed? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. Slava as well. I think the Kremlin comes in before the Slava. But yeah. Oh, Mr. School Bus. A little early for you guys. Maybe I guess the school must have let out early today. Oh, hold up. Gotta go get some more rice saplings. Didn't the Hindenburg blow up airship? Yeah, the Hindenburg did not go well in real life. It was a dirigible, and it did not end well. Turns out, filling a balloon full of hydrogen, making it have a electrically conductive skin that holds it all together, bad idea. Alright, let's get back to it. Italy needs a legendary tier destroyer. Yep, farm is important, man. Gotta be smart. Yeah, I mean that is fact. And like I said, like you're an ox. Like you legitimately are impressive. For no longer than you've been lifting, to be able to move the weights that you do is nothing short of impressive. Like I don't want to ever think that, like, make you think that I'm taking anything away from you. Like it is impressive the amount of weights that you can move. But just coming from me, I'm a fragile little bitch out here, and when I get hurt, like, it's been pretty bad. So I can only imagine that turned exponentially higher just due to the sheer amount of weight that you're moving. Slava is a sniper on PC. I mean, the Italian battle, or not the Italians, the Russian battleships in general are all pretty nasty. They're so tanky, they're so hard to displace if played correctly. Obviously, if you get their broadsides, they die easily by pretty much everything. But getting their broadsides is the hard part, especially on PC, because the maps are so much more spread out. It's not that the maps necessarily are bigger than they are on Legends, though there are some maps that are. The biggest difference is the spawns are so much further back on PC, so everybody starts that much further apart, so closing that distance, getting those flanks on those ships, so much harder. So displacing a well-played, like, Russian battleship is such a pain in the neck. But I mean, you guys see what I do with the Vladivostok and the Lenin on Legends, man. I love those ships. I really do. I don't really play the Tier 8 all that much, just because I don't really care for it as much. But the Lenin, the Vladivostok are so good. Like, I can't wait to see what happens if they ever bring, like, the Kremlin or Slava in. And you are 43. Wish you could have been devoted when I was 20. I know, man. That's what I'm saying. I wish I would have got into lifting a lot sooner. I'd be an absolute unit by now. Because I've put on a lot of muscle over the past 3 years of hard lifting. Like, if you go back, and I've been on estrogen the whole time. That's the other thing. Like, people look at my progress and go, man, like, you've put on a lot of muscle. It's like, yeah, that's impressive and all, but I've done it while also being on estrogen, which I think is even more impressive. Obviously, that's my choice, but I'm just saying, like, I think the amount of muscle that I've been able to put on over the last 3 years while also having, like, basically no testosterone is hilarious. Because I've got more muscle than a lot of the guys that go to the gym, to be honest. And I didn't start working out until I was 34, and I didn't really start training hard with weights until like 35. Here I am at 38. So I think I've done pretty well. Every day I'm making gains, you're not wrong. Plus, like if you go back into like 2021 when the last time I was down to like 330, or sorry, 230, and then you look at me now, like, I am way more, like, defined now than I was even at 230 pounds the last time, just because of the amount of muscle mass that I've put on over the last 3 years. So, I'm looking forward to getting even further down in weight, because it's kind of nutty, I ain't gonna lie. Like, my legs are absurd. Like, I know we tried to take some pictures yesterday of the calves and stuff, and I have, like, the worst skin tone for trying to get any picture with definition in my calves, because my lighting sucks. I'm like one relative removed from being Casper the Friendly Ghost over here. All right, like it's hard to show like any definition at all in my legs, but it's there. Like in real life, you can actually see it. Turns out cameras aren't the best at picking up definition, even with as good a cameras as we have now. But yeah, I enjoy it. Like I enjoy the challenge of lifting, and I always lift really, really hard. It may not be the heaviest weights you've ever seen, but I go to failure almost every single set. And working out with the new coach over the past, this is starting month number 5 with Fafa. Like, her workouts are brutal. Like, I thought I worked out hard before. I haven't been working out hard at all compared to what I've been doing over the last 5 months. Or 4 months, I should say. Fafa's nuts. Her workouts are brutal, man. And to thank all of your progress, you can link back to the very first World of Warships Legends video from me. It's crazy how our community developed, though, isn't it? Like, that's the beauty of it. Like, the Bro Zone has been so awesome. So I owe that to Mr. Aaron for putting that together. Aaron and Peak specifically, both of those guys kind of like helped me break out of my shell. Because I'm like the most socially awkward person in the world. I don't get out. I don't meet new people. I don't do any of that, right? So for me to like get comfortable in talking to a group of new people is very difficult. But yeah, it's been a big part of moving forward for me. And especially the fact that we hold each other accountable too. Like we're always trying to check each other, like check the egos at the door, you know, push each other forward. Support each other. Like it's great. It really is. Struggle with the Navarin, and it's your only Russian battleship. Yeah, Navarin's tough, man. Navarin can be very good, but it's so squishy. It's so squishy, man. And then cutting away the super heel from that ship destroyed any potential that it had, in my opinion. Like them getting rid of the super heel of the Navarin completely killed that ship for me. Like I don't even want to play it. You can play the Borodino well, but all the others you just struggle. So why the Borodino is good for you? Is it just the accuracy? Because the Borodino is laser beams. It's basically a Stalingrad. But it also is overmatchable, meaning going bow in and playing, you know, textbook Russian battleship style doesn't work very well with the Borodino. What up, Kevin Wilson? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. Did Peak stop streaming? As far as I know, I haven't heard anything from him since me and him had our falling out. I know he was still doing YouTube for a little while, and then he just kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Like I said, I hope he's okay. I hope everything's worked out for him. I hope everything's working good for him in life. But yeah, I don't know anything about him anymore. This Mighty Moose, this is the GPS that's in game. This is a base game feature now. It's called GPS auto steering. So you set it up, and basically it will hold you on line. As I turn around, you can see that the line turns yellow. Well, when I want to get in line, I click it, it turns on green. That tells me that it's ready to auto steer. And then all I have to do is turn or go forward, and it'll auto steer me on the correct line. So it's a very nice feature. It's one of my favorite things about Farm Sim 25. This has been modded like this on PC for a long time, but we never had it on console. But now they finally brought it into the base game and brought it to console as well. And the way they implemented it, honestly, it's so easy to use that you don't even have to think about it. Yeah, and that's fair, Jason. I'm glad to hear that at least. So, like I said, I haven't talked to him since me and him had our falling out, for obvious reasons. I don't hold anything against him. I just think that he was in a bad place at that time in his life, and the stuff that he said, like, I'm not gonna stand around and take that. Like, dude was a friend of mine. I considered him a very close friend of mine. And you know, if things ever changed and he decided that he wanted to come back and apologize to me, like, I think we could be friends still. But it's just the stuff that he said to me was inexcusable, and I don't care where you're at in your point in life. Like, I'm not gonna deal with that. I don't, you know, life's too short to have that much negativity, and I ain't about that. Like, I know I get frustrated playing the video game and all that stuff, and I say a lot of dumb stuff, and Peak and I had a way of, like, constantly picking on each other, like we always did, like, but we also didn't ever take it to that next level. Like, it was all in fun. And then, like, towards the end of me and him, like, working together, like, I feel like his attacks got more and more malicious, less fun, and I don't know. It got to a point where, like, he was legitimately saying some terrible things, and then, like I said, he sent me some messages on Facebook, and that was the end of it. Like, I'm not gonna deal with that. Life's too short to have that much negativity in your life. You gotta move on, man. Welcome back, Jess. And again, Tuna, like, again, it's not like I'm trying to, like, play to the crowd or anything like that. That's just who I am. Like, I am about as easygoing as possible. Most people know me from World of Warships, and they see me get upset and stuff because I'm a competitive person. But, like, when it comes to real life, like, I am the easiest going person you will probably ever meet in your life. I am a live and let live, do not care, you know, like, I don't hate on anybody. I just go about my day. I do my thing. I don't let other people get to me. You know, again, I've been through a lot of stupid in my life. I don't need to deal with that much negativity. And I don't have a place for that drama in my life, you know what I mean? Like, I lived, my childhood had enough drama. I don't need all the extra drama that other people bring, which is why I stay single, too. Like, if I ever meet the right person and end up in a situation where that person comes into my life and doesn't bring a lot of drama and problems, like, that'll be a different story. But until then, I'm happy being single and just living my life. You haven't been watching the Ataloss series. Have I done any livestock? We do have sheep and goats. They're a relatively new addition to the farm. They've been around for a couple of years, but we do have sheep and goats. They are on the hill right next to our house. When we go to park everything up, I'll show that again. But yeah, we have them. We don't have any any sort of like chickens or anything like that. But sheeps and goats we do have. Single life is better, plus it's cheaper on the bank account. Well, you're not wrong there, but I don't know if being single is necessarily better. Like it has its moments for sure. Like I don't have to like constantly worry about my scheduling because my significant other has something going on or anything like that. Like when I want to do something, I can do it. Like if I want to go down to Florida on a moment's notice and go watch a Cletus McFarland event that he puts on, driving 15.5 hours to go somewhere. Like as long as I have the money, I can make that a thing. Like I just drop what I'm doing and go do it. It definitely has perks, but it also has some drawbacks. Like there are definitely times where it would be nice to have somebody in my life that actually cares that I exist. You know, other than when they call me and need me for something. But it's a trade-off, right? Like you can't have everything all the time. So everything in life comes with trades, and it's what you're willing to trade for what you're getting out of it, essentially. All right, do the bottom headlands, and we are done planting again for this year. And then we will fertilize this field and move on from there. Sell off our saplings. But yeah, I mean, the thing about relationships take effort, right? Like, regardless of whether it's a friend, a loved one, a partner, whatever. Like, relationships take effort. And I feel like a lot of time nowadays, people just don't want to put any effort. And this goes for, like, family members as well as, like, partners and stuff like that. I feel like a lot of the world has gotten selfish, and they wanna get all the rewards, but they don't want to put in any of the work. And I think that goes into every facet of life. But then again, I could just be old. That is a very real possibility. I could just be old and cynical. But that's just my experience. I've been in a few relationships over the years, and none of them have turned out particularly well. I put a lot of effort into relationships. Doesn't seem to like it ever gets reciprocated, but that's just me. Maybe I'm the problem. But everything in life takes effort, right? And that's the thing that a lot of people just don't do anymore. And you see it a lot with YouTube channels as well. Like people will see, I don't consider myself to be a successful YouTuber. Like a lot of people seem to think that my channel is like uber successful and all this. Yes, it is solid, but it's still a small channel at the end of the day. Like I barely get by. I barely make enough to make a living off of this. But like I don't consider it a quote unquote successful YouTube channel. I just consider it to be a small YouTube channel. And that's my own doing. Like I've kind of cruised through everything. I put in a lot of effort for what it is, but I've never really put in effort to try to like improve myself through the years. I've just kind of done what I was going to do, and let chips fall where they do. And I've gotten pretty fortunate to be in the right places at the right time to take advantage of certain things, and that's what's led to my success that I have enjoyed on YouTube, albeit relatively small. But I feel like a lot of people nowadays just don't put effort into anything, whether it be relationships, whether it be family, whether it be, like I said, loved ones, partners, life in general, improving yourself. Like, I just feel like people have lost the ability to put in effort. They want all the rewards, but they don't want to put in any effort. And it was like that when I was working in factories and stuff too. You see it a lot where you see these guys that come in every day and they just kind of go through the motions, don't really push themselves, and then they wonder why they're stuck in the same position forever, don't ever move up. Instead of going out on Fridays and Saturdays, going to the gym. I think that a lot of people don't go to the gym because they worry about things, like they worry that people are going to make fun of them. They not very socially. Uh, I personally am socially inept. I always thought that people would make fun of me for going to the gym, uh, but like the gym has been one of the biggest like highlights of my last few years. Like I thoroughly enjoy it, and all the people that I've met in the gym, like I've not met one single person that has been like negative towards me at all. Now that's just my own personal experience. Your results may vary, but it is such a big like mental boost to like put your frustrations and all of the worries of day-to-day life aside for an hour, 2 hours a day going to the gym. Like it's so good. It's so good for your mental health. Dustin Thatcher, thank you for the $2. Appreciate you, my dude. Whoops. Good lord, I'm all over the place trying to read chat. You getting the Cali last night, now you can retire. I'm glad you're enjoying, man. She be thick. Gotta treat her right. What up, Christina? Good to see you back. Hope you're doing well. Born in the 70s, effort is long gone to what I was told. I think that it just, I don't even think that it's a generational thing. Like, to be perfectly honest, like, it doesn't matter how old people is. I think it's just coming with, like, the times, right? Like, I feel like over time, people have just stopped trying. Like, people just don't put in the effort anymore. And that goes for older people, younger people. It doesn't matter. People my age, like, it doesn't matter. It just, like, across the board, people have decided that, you know, they want to change their priorities or whatever, and they don't want to put in the effort to make things work for them. And that's fine. Like I'm not hating on people, but you can't not put in effort and then complain at the same time that you're not getting what you want out of life. That's the other side of it. Like if you want to go through life and just barely get through, I mean that's your prerogative, and I'm right there with you as far as like I know what I can do. I know what I'm willing to do. Um, I've been blessed to be able to do this YouTube thing for the last couple of years, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. And the perks that come with it. There's a lot of stress that comes with it too, trying to maintain some sort of like consistency in life. What in the world? I don't know who put this here. Oh my god, it's stuck in the road. And it's not gonna let me cut it either. Oh no. Well, I guess it's just part of the chia pet now. It'll be fine. um, but yeah, I don't think it's a generational thing. I think it is just in general. I think life has become easy for a lot of people in terms of like you have an abundance of most things in life. Um, you've got a lot of information at your fingertips. You got a lot of access to a lot of things that you never had at any point during history prior to nowadays. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess it's just progress, if you want to call it that. But it definitely kind of raises some red flags as to what is going to go down in the future, for sure. Alright, we're going to go ahead and fertilize our rice field. It's like the easiest field in the world to fertilize. You just go down once and back the other way and you're done. Building race cars and flying down the drag strips is how you chill. Hey, and that's fair. I love drag racing, but I can't afford it, so I watch other people do it. That's why I watch Cletus McFarland. I love muscle cars. I love cars that go fast, whether it be imports or whatever. I enjoy, like, fast cars. I just can't afford them, so I watch other people enjoy fast cars. Loria's armor is weak, easier to Citadel than Columbo. Oh, for sure. For sure. And Loria can also catch strays once in a while that cause Citadels. I mean, cruisers can Citadel Loria. Easily. Columbo doesn't get Citadeled as easy, but it still takes a beating in the right situations. Let's go ahead and save. We've done a lot of work, and we'll check and make sure that I did fertilize everything. I might have to, like, try this corner. Yeah, this corner. That's what I figured. That's what I figured. Alright, that should do that. Take this back over, drop it off, and then we should be good to go forward into May. Now, if I remember correctly, June is the month that we sell off our rice oil. We'll have to check about the goat's milk. I forget about the goat's milk, when the best time to sell it is. We'll double check on it as well. But I don't think we have anything other than, like, fertilizing that field again next month. I don't think we really have anything else to do. We'll check on all of our animals and our sawmill and everything, just to make sure everything is good to go. But for now, we'll just park up. And then before we go forward, we'll go over here and check on the animals. So I know you guys were asking about livestock, so here's your chance. So we head over here. This is our livestock. We've got our sheep. Got these little black-faced white sheep. I don't know what they're called. I guess they're Steinshaft. And then our goats. Sorry if I'm blinding you, Mr. Goat. But I love it. I love these little animals, man. They're so adorable. Aren't you? You're just adorable, little dude. You gonna jump for us? I guess that's a no. He's like, go f yourself. That's what he said, essentially. Go ahead and get this to drop. There we go. How much water? They got plenty of water, so we should be good to go there. Obviously, this should have plenty of water. We don't go through much water over here. So yeah, we should be good to go. Now, one other thing that I wanted to check on. There is some mods that have been added since the last time we played, including a new style of generator, which is radio tower. And it's only $56,000. Where could we put a radio tower? That is the question. I don't want it anywhere near my actual, like, farm up here. I think if we did do a radio tower, I think it would be down here towards the bottom. Do we have a good spot? Not really. Like, this part of the land is owned by us. Maybe we could put it, like, right here, actually. We could totally get away with this. Oh, there's a tree there. So yeah, let's do something like this. Now, we have a giant radio tower that we'll get paid a monthly income for. So, that'll be good for us. Let's check the sales and when everything sells off. So, prices, like I said, the rice oil should be selling in June if I remember correctly. Yeah, so June we'll sell off our rice oil. The other thing I wanted to look would be goat milk. Goat milk is selling in January at its highest price, so I guess we'll hold on to that for the time being. Or, I mean, it's about 1,000. It's not quite $1,000. It's like $800 less per 1,000 liters, but that's not insignificant. So I think we hold on to that for the time being. We do have our grass over here for the sheep and goats, so I think it's time to go forward, guys. Let's go forward. What up, Jonathan? Good to see you. FBI, welcome. Your dad's friend had 67 Fairlane with a 427 stroked out to 520. 150 plus mile an hour and a quarter mile. Car was called Walking Tall. Nice. I like it, man. You don't see very many Ford Fairlanes out there, or at least I don't see a very many. I think it's Ford, right? Ford Fairlane. But yeah, you don't see a lot of them. All right, let's go ahead and go into May. Now, we did April. I think May is our first cut of the year. So we'll have to cut our grass this month. So this should be ready to harvest now. So before we do anything else, let's go ahead and do that. Let's get the big tractor. Austin powers our way into turning. Let's fold this up. Like I said, my very first car was a 1976 Plymouth Duster with a 225 slant 6 single barrel carb 3-speed automatic. It had like 80 horse from the factory in 1976. Did not have that when I got it, but that didn't stop me from treating it like it was a muscle car growing up in the middle of nowhere on a gravel road. Having rear-wheel drive muscle car looking car, I had a lot of fun with that thing. A lot of fun. More fun than I probably should have been able to have with 80 horsepower, but it was my baby. Alright, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here to the end. I'm just going to do a quick little bottom headlands pass. I have made poor choices. We'll do these like bottom chunks just to give us a chance, and then once we get these bottom, we'll set the AI to come in and do the rest. But the AI tends to get stuck on this fence down here, so we got to try to give him as much room as possible. So I think doing like a bottom headlands twice should give him enough room. What up, Camaro? Captain Brian, your first car was a 1972 Buick Riviera. Very nice. Alright, we're going to set this to the AI to be picked up. We're going to do 3 headlands passes. We'll let the AI take over from there. We're going to go up and set this thing to finish up the old rice field fertilization. Got our sky wheelie going on in the old Valtra. Here we go, you guys ready? Wait for it. Yeet! Oh god. How did I manage to line up with the only thing that I could possibly hit? These are the questions that I managed to somehow figure out. Yours was a 67 Ford Ranchero with a 289 small block V8. Very nice. Very nice. Oh, we gotta flood our field too. Don't let me forget about that. We gotta flood our field, man. I think it's 3 times that we gotta flood this, if I remember correctly. You'd think I'd remember by now, but it's still new to me. Alright. Let's get over here. Old Ford Ranger. The D on the back was missing. Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that, man. 71, 72, 73 Buick Rivieras were definitely unique looking. The boat tails. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what it would look like, but I'm pretty confident in my brain it's coming up, but I could be completely off too. Like I don't know everything about old school cars. And I get confused with a lot of the old GMs, Chevys, and whatnot, Pontiacs. Like, there are a few that are different, but a lot of them were very, very similar. Alright, that is done. How did the AI still screw this up? Try this. Hopefully that reset it enough that it'll take over and do what it's supposed to do. Perfect. Alright. Now, back to where we were. Let's take this back down, drop off the fertilizer, start pulling up all the rest of the equipment. We got to get the baler up here. We got to get the sausage maker up here. One of these days I'm going to have to figure out how to get rid of these chia pets, man. I'll have to figure out how to get rid of these chia pets. They irritate the ever-living shit out of me. As a matter of fact, I might do that right now while we got time waiting for that to finish getting dealt with. Let's drop our fertilizer spreader off in here. Boop. We will grab the baler. I don't think the baler has a hitch on the back to grab that, so I think we'll just leave that for the time being. Should be able to fit through here, right? No. Oh god. What have I done? Yeah, that was an oopsie. I know I can fit through here. We'll get this up there, then we'll grab the old sausage maker. I kind of want to try to get rid of these chia pets, though. But I don't know that it will let me. Alright, if we go into construction, we go down to painting, how can we get rid of the chia pets? Like, if we were to go with concrete, yeah, see, that doesn't work at all. So how in the world did we manage to get the chia pets in the first place? Alright, let's try. See, it won't let me do anything that touches the road. But yet, it let me do it to begin with. Like, I'm trying to remove it right now. And it won't let me. So annoying. What up, Jimmy? How's it going? What else do we need to do? We're waiting for the AI to finish mowing. Could check on our production for the old bottom real quick. Actually, let's go ahead and drop the baler. We'll go down, we'll grab the sausage maker. We'll stop by, check our sawmill, and check on our animals when we go by. We are going to need some wood. Let's go ahead and throw this out the way. So we might do that soon. We don't need it right away. What about over here? We got plenty of food. Health is down because of the water. God darn it. They went through like 1,500 gallons or 1,500 liters of water in a month. That's a bit excessive. Golly, man. Stop. This thing does not have the best brakes in the world. I will say that. It just does not stop. Alright. So now it's got plenty of water. Shouldn't have to worry about that anymore. Let's go to grab the silage sausage maker. I mean, technically I can mow the grass from what I understand, but the grass comes back. What was I doing? Silage sausage maker. Like, I can mow the grass, but it'll come back. So I would end up having to mow it like every single month, and I just don't feel like doing that. Need Roundup. Yeah, I need something. I need something. Alright, let's check in on our production, shall we? I want to see how our cotton production and everything's going. So, rice saplings are fine. The oil mill is fine. It's got plenty of rice, so we don't have to worry about that. Sawmill, we will need some wood, so I might do that while we're waiting. Spinnery has cotton and wool, so we're good there. And then, obviously, with the clothing being produced, it's doing what it can. Alright, well, let's go ahead and grab the winch. We'll fill up the whatever you want to call it. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and take the cotton, or the wool over to the spinnery. But I might just wait another month for that. Not a huge hurry. Not in a huge hurry. Should be able to drive through here. Should have a chunk of a tree already cut down. There's our brand new radio tower. All these devil trees over here. Just drag this through our field. Looks like I missed a little bit of spot with some weeds. This will hopefully keep our wood mill or our sawmill going for a couple of months. We got, yep, 9,300. Perfect. That'll keep us going for a few months. Drop that. While we're waiting, I will go ahead and load up the wool and take what we have up to the spinnery. No reason not to. It's only a couple of pallets, but hey, a couple of pallets now might lead to a couple of extra pallets come next year when we go to sell. And a couple of pallets of clothes goes a long way. That is a lot of money, potentially. So, getting all the wool and cotton we can turned into fabric so that they can be turned into clothes goes a long ways towards helping us make a lot of money. This is only 60 liters. I'm not going to worry about that. We'll take these 2 pallets of wool up to the spinnery. You don't see any mini Krispy Kremes anymore? I don't know. I guess maybe it's just where you're from. Like here in Ohio, there's Krispy Kremes everywhere. I actually we don't have a Krispy Kreme near me necessarily, but I have a bakery right next to my house, like a mom and pop's bakery, right next to me. I don't go eat there, but I hear they got good stuff, good donuts and breakfast and stuff. They make a lot of stuff that they sell at gas stations in the area. There we go. That should keep the old fabric rolling for a little bit longer. Lead to more money overall next time we sell clothing. What up, Alexander? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. We can drop this off. We might as well go ahead and load up the rice oil that's over there on this, because it'll be getting sold next month. So we can go ahead and do that. Doesn't hurt nobody. Be interesting to see how much money we make out of selling this rice oil. This is a couple years worth of rice oil. This production doesn't make things very quickly. And we've got, what, 14 or 15,000 liters of rice sitting in the thing waiting to be converted to oil. Just that we don't have a way to do it efficiently. And I don't make enough rice, or I don't like harvest enough rice to warrant buying a big production. So at some point we're probably just going to end up selling rice like as is. Because we don't have anything else that needs to be turned into oil. So buying an oil mill that's larger doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, the capacity of turning stuff into oil is just not worth it. At least not with the small one, anyway. But it should be a decent little bit of money to come in. This will go next month. So that is that. Let's get this back up to the top. What up, Alexander? Speaking of the gym, it depends. The gym in your place, the one which is affordable, it is very crowded. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but it also depends on like when you go. If you're going in the like prime time hours, like 6 o'clock in the afternoon or whatever, then yeah, you're gonna run into a lot of crowding issues, especially at like the most popular gyms, which are usually the cheaper gyms. But yeah, like if you get like I don't know if your gym offers a 24/7 membership or not, but if you get that and then you come in at like either early mornings or middle of the day, if you have that option, um, I think that is a lot more reasonable. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get this party started. AI should be far enough ahead of us that we can get our stuff going here. So we have a 7.6 meter working width and 3 headlands passes. I can't see, I'm just hoping. Okay. We are officially working. Loop's coming in, re-upping for 16 months. Thank you so much. We will end up having to get some more bale wrap, I would imagine, or bale net. Boy, I made a mess of this ending, didn't I? Hopefully I can get this cleaned up. Hopefully the AI is far enough ahead of me. How are they stuck again? Dude, they gotta work on this. Like, seriously. Ain't no wonder the AI just been sitting there this whole time. Ridiculous. Look, don't work the headlands anymore, okay? You just do what you're gonna do. It's ridiculous. This stupid fence. Like, I don't know why I can't delete it. Like, they need to allow us to be able to delete stuff, but good lord. That fence is so annoying. fence is so annoying, man. Yo, Pikey Monkey. There's a name I haven't heard for a while. Thank you for re-upping for 28 months, my dude. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Paramedic, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. Daniel, good to see you. Appreciate you dropping in. Wondering why it was taking the AI so long to do stuff. They were just sitting down there spinning their wheels, literally. Went a bit off-centered there, didn't I? I am a mess. Come on, Spartan! You can back up better than this. This is ridiculous. What are you doing? Are you drunk? There's that textbook freaking corner trying to drive you crazy. Try to click on the like inline and it grabs a hold of the corner and it won't let you turn. Oops. A little early. What up, Unknown? Good to see you. Appreciate you dropping in, Device. Speaking of good people from Oregon Trees channel that we've been talking to, Mr. Device coming in. Appreciate you, my dude. Hope you're having a good weekend. What is the most exotic products the sim lets you grow? Right now, I think probably rice is up there, green beans, spinach, stuff like that. Um, I know on PC they have mods that allow you to grow a lot of different things. But, yeah, I'd say root crops, rice is a new one, green beans, stuff like that is all new in this version of the game. Trying to get turned around here. Knew we were going to be running into dropping another pallet or another bale. There we go. And this is the part where the AI starts getting in my way. Whoopsie. Forgot. pick up this little bit that's here. Loop back around. Oh, goodness gracious. Sometimes you try to get into like a fluid like sort of pattern, and the game just decides it wants to click on every other one than the one that you actually want. It's like, I wanted to go down the side, and it's like, oh, you want to go this way? You want to go that way? You want to go this way? It's like, no, I want to go up here. Up here, man. This is why AI will never take over the world. But do I wish you could grow? Honestly, I don't really have anything that I wish I could grow. I just enjoy the game. I enjoy running the different machines, doing different things, building up a farm from scratch. Like, that's my favorites. I don't really have anything specifically that I look to grow. I just like the variety the game has in terms of what you can do, the different things that you can build, and so on and so forth. So you can, there's no real right or wrong way to play the game. You just kind of play your way and enjoy yourself. I was gonna say, if that AI is stuck down there, again, I'm gonna fire him. Is it better to sell raw logs or use all wood to create furniture and planks? It depends on what your goal is. Obviously, it's always going to be more profitable to turn any raw material into a more like valuable material. Like that's always going to be where you profit more. But like it all depends. Like if you're looking for like ease of access, like how much time is invested versus your reward, like there is a case to be made there for doing like the raw logs rather than turning them into production. But the game does do a pretty good job of rewarding you for putting extra time in, so you usually make more money the more time that you put into something. They had to leave that one little spot, didn't they? Had to. One little spot. Just couldn't resist. But I will say this, if you're going to do logs, take the time, strip the logs down, make sure you've removed all the branches, and then cut them into sections between 6 and 9 meters long. That's where you're going to earn the most money per log. I've seen a video where they did the exacts on it, and it turned out that 9-meter logs were the most profitable. But generally speaking, anywhere from 6 to 9 meters, you're going to be earning the most that you're going to get out of a tree. That's true. I did see like that area that had like the fish farm, but I think that could be fun to add. AI is blocked by an object. Where? How are you even here? How did you end up all the way the fuck over here? Please, explain that to me. How did you end up all the way over here? Your field is all the way up here. Darn AI. Always making a mess of things. Telling you, it's hard to find good help these days. Then he just knocking bales around like it's going out of style. See, if you get into into a rhythm, you can make really nice, quick, like changes to your course, and not have to like think about it. Sometimes the game doesn't allow you to do that very well. AI doing a double loop-de-loop just to turn around and run into another bale. Just shove that bale. I'm sure it'll be fine. What up, Pixel? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. Scotch pine and elm trees bring in decent money. All right, so if you're looking to solely fill up like productions, your best bet in terms of production, getting the most volume out of the trees that you load up, is going to be the northern catalpa tree. They are really large and unwieldy, but the problem with those is they're a unstandard tree, so you can't use any sort of tree harvesting equipment like a what do you call it, a feller buncher or anything like that on it. You got to cut them down by hand and drag them around using the winches. You got to cut them up into sections, but they offer the most volume per tree than anything, and that is the northern catalpa. As far as like making logs, if you want to sell logs for the highest price, your best bet is going to be the lodgepole pines. They grow the tallest, as well. I say they grow the tallest. They're not the tallest tree, but the usable amount of the tree for logs is the most. So they grow the straightest. They are thicker for longer. So they make the best logging trees. So if you wanna make the most money from logs, plant or harvest lodgepole pines, and then Scotch pines are an okay secondary to lodgepoles for logging, but they're not quite as good. They're about a third less than lodgepole pines, and they tend to get really skinny towards the top of the tree, so they don't offer as much. They offer a decent amount at the bottom, not as much at the top. Though I believe the Scotch pines also offer more volume than a lodgepole pine. I could be wrong though, somewhere in that neighborhood, because I believe the Scotch pines are a lot more dense. I have no idea what this AI is doing. Like, this is already done, and they're just like driving around. I have no idea what they're doing. But yeah, you see these big old twisty trees right here that I have planted on my property. Those are the northern catalpas. They're gigantic trees that are like all twisty, and they have the branches sticking off every other way. That's kind of crazy. Those are the best for filling up productions. They will give you more volume per cut or per tree. But they're extremely heavy. American elm is another one that's really good for volume. But you can see how thick these trees are and how they twist and stuff at the bottom. And then they have all these odd branches and stuff. Some of these branches cut off, but most of them are like the big thick branches. Those are actually part of the actual tree. So these trees give you a good bit of volume for like production. So if you just want to fill up a sawmill because you want to make like furniture or whatever you're making, then you want as much volume as possible out of each tree. So growing those northern catalpas wouldn't be a bad idea. What is this AI doing? Just be gone. You are screwing everything up, sir. I don't know what you're doing, but you're going over areas that you already... I only pay you per hour, man. Get it done. You're driving me crazy. I have no idea what he was doing. He's driving me nuts. I haven't had too much issues with the AI other than getting stuck on the fence, but this guy has been driving me crazy. We are getting low on the old round bell nets. Hopefully we have enough to finish this field, but I doubt that we do. We probably will have to replace it. He's... Yeah, he is windrowing at the same time, but there was no reason for him to go over the stuff that's already been done. He windrows it as he cuts it. Like, that's why I did it that way. Now it looks like he's going to do it again. He's just going the wrong way. Also, I didn't lock it on the line. I don't know. He's irritating the crap out of me is what he's doing. Because he's not doing his job. I've not had this issue before. Normally, everything goes pretty well. The only issue that we've had with the AI doing this before is that they run into that fence. But this AI is clearly setting himself up, once again, to go over the stuff that he's already done. Just go away, AI. You're done. I've had enough. You're done. I've seen enough. You're fired. I will do it myself. Just proof that if you want something done right, you just gotta do it yourself. Like I said, this is the first time that I've had the AI do that, though. Like, every other time we've done this, the only thing I've ever had to worry about is when the AI gets stuck on that, which is why I usually do the headlands passes myself. But I thought maybe if I just did the bottom headlands pass close to the fence that it would be enough, but clearly I was mistaken. Because the AI has been nothing but a pain in this particular harvest. And I believe we would already be done if it wasn't for the fact that I keep having everything get screwed up. What up, Edward? How's it going? He's looking busy. He's trying. The problem with looking busy is if you're not actually busy and you're not accomplishing anything and the boss man finds out, you're fired. Like, if you're gonna look busy, at least be making sure that you got your work done. So that when the boss man comes around and checks, he sees that you're doing something and your work's already getting done. You leave half the field not done and then you're just driving around in the tractor. Like, the boss man can easily figure that out. But we're almost done with the grass harvest. Now I just get to trigger everybody by driving through all my rows that I just created, making an absolute mess of everything, making it harder on myself when it comes time to bale it, which will be in a couple of minutes. Perfect. Take this back down, put this stuff away. Said it before, I'll say it again. This tractor is like the worst for backing up like a short trailer like this, because it just doesn't have the steering lock capabilities. Alright, drop that. This around. Got to unfold it to put it down, so God, camera, stop changing course. You know how hard it is to like see what I'm doing when the camera keeps like popping in and out of the building? It's like, just stay in one area, I'll figure out the rest. When you're popping in and out, like my eyeballs are popping out of my head. Just stay put. Good Lord. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Now we should be able to finish this up, no problem. What up, Ed Cooper? How's it going? Appreciate you dropping in. Time for a random drug test on him? Yeah. You know, I've never been randomly drug tested ever. I've been post-accident drug tested, but I've never been randomly drug tested. The only people, in fact, the only people that I've ever seen randomly drug tested at all, in all of my time working in factories and stuff, have always been the people that are most likely to be the ones that fail drug tests. You know who I'm talking about. Like the obvious people. They're the only ones that ever get randomly drug tested. It ain't random at all. I don't know why they call it, like, I guess it's random when they decide to get them, but it ain't random at all when it comes to who they choose to drug test. Is this game on Steam? Yes, it is. This is on PC, so on Steam, as well as on Xbox and PlayStation for the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. What up, Manny? Coming in re-upping for 20 months. Appreciate you, my dude. I forgot to plug in the thing, so I don't know if the notification sounds are going off or not, so I apologize. Yeah, 20 months, man. Thank you so much. By the way, I know there's only a couple of people that are even close to it, but I did go ahead and make a 60-month badge that is now available. So anybody that gets to 60 months gets a special badge. There's only a couple of people that are even close to that, but it is available. I knew we were getting close to having a couple of people in that neighborhood. Hard to believe that people have been a member for almost 5 years, man. That is crazy. I appreciate all the support from you guys, man. You guys have been absolutely essential and awesome the entire time that I've been doing this. Yeah, I was gonna say right now I believe it's on Steam, and Steam's having their winter sale or whatever. So now is a good time to pick up anything on Steam if you're gonna get it. There's a lot of good deals out there. I know I picked up Farm Sim 25 on PC as well. So once I get my new graphics card and everything, hopefully I'll be able to try out the PC version. From tanks to warships and now farming, exactly, man. Been a long time. We've done a lot of different things through the years. And yet you guys stick by my side the entire way, and I appreciate every one of you. I don't know if you guys can hear the fire department or not. Somebody's out there going crazy. Sound like a fire truck. Am I going to do any New Frontier on PC? I don't know if I'm going to do any New Frontier on PC. Because we've got New Frontier as a edited series that we're doing on console currently. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I want to try out on PC. There's a lot of new mods and stuff on PC. Like PC has a lot of mods compared to what we get on console. And that's just even just the mod hub. I ain't even talking about like third-party mods that exist. Just on mod hub alone, PC has so much more than we get on console. How did we manage to have this so off-centered? Guess it's just the angle of attack when they started this row. we go. But we're almost done, and then we'll go ahead and pick up all these and get them ready or turned into silage sausage. Then we'll have to fertilize the field. So that'll be the next thing we probably ought to do. Need to jump in the other tractor, grab the auto load trailer, grab the fertilizer spreader, bring up here. You can see the stuff that I freehanded isn't perfect. So I think probably from this point out, I probably ought to just freehand the rest instead of using the GPS. As evidenced by the random laundromat stream, yeah. See that's just me in general. Like, I enjoy the hanging out with you guys. I enjoy talking to people from all over the world. So like, when I get a chance to just sit down and have a good time chatting with you guys, like, I enjoy that. Even if I'm not gaming, just sitting down, chit-chat with you guys, just fun. Like, what else would I be doing? Watching a YouTube video while I'm streaming? Or while I'm at the laundromat, or listening to music? Like, why not open up a live stream and just sit there and chit-chat with you guys for an hour? Just got done watching episode 11. That's the other thing. For those of you who are members, you guys get early access to videos. So like any of the stuff, like right now especially, has never been a better time to be a member, because there's always something getting uploaded, because I've got so much on my plate right now in terms of like series that is going on with World of Warships, and then the Farm Sim edited series, the live streams, all that stuff, that I'm trying to get ahead of things, but so I end up like scheduling everything. Everything that I schedule for release is available for members from the moment I upload it. So you guys get early access. Anybody who's a member gets early access to all of those videos before anybody else gets to see them. So, never been a better time to be a member over here on Spartan Elite 43. And it's as cheap as it can possibly be. It's 99 cents a month. I make it as cheap as possible. But, yeah, glad you're enjoying the series. We've made a lot of progress already. The last, like, 3 episodes of the New Frontier series has been kind of crazy with the amount of progress we've made. But that just goes to show I'm heading in the right direction, right? Alright, we're officially done baling. Finally. Let's take this thing back. We'll have to pick up the old fertilizer. We've already got the silage sausage maker up here, right? We need the flatbed trailer. Or the auto load trailer. No spoilers? Hey, I ain't giving you no spoilers. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on the live streams as well as watching the edited stuff, man. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. You guys realize that we've gotten over 130, I want to say it's like almost 200 new subscribers just from the edited content alone for Farm Sim. I think it was 193 or something like that, new subscribers total from all my episodes so far. So, thank you guys so much for helping share the videos, liking the videos, watching them, helping them reach new audiences, man. Appreciate you. Alright, this got to go up to the top. We'll get ready to do that. Oh god. Driving's hard. Exactly, Ed. I mean, it's crazy how much we've already gotten from the new Farm Sim stuff. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this, go grab the silage sausage maker, drag it into the field. Somewhere over in here should be fine. Fire the big tractor up, go grab the old auto load trailer. Don't want to end up picking up our silage we've already built. Turn it into operating position. Now we will have to reset this because every time we end up loading in for the first time and using this, it ends up offset. Yeah. So we will unload bale, reset operating position. Now we should be good. Keeping our long-standing tradition of running over every sign that we can. Seriously. Thank you. It just wanted special attention is all it was. Apparently I wasn't close enough to that one. put this over here. Pick up the rest of these. Why didn't it? It doesn't matter. Alright. These ones we should be able to drop off over here as well. I think I'll leave the bale trailer nearby because we will be using it once it comes time to haul those away in a couple of months. As for this, I think we'll go ahead and start up this thing. Unfold it. And start the process of making silage sausage. What up, Ivan? How's it going? One thing that we will have to consider, we don't need to right away, but like the next time or maybe the time after when we go to do a cut this year, we will have to save some of the bales. So we end up usually getting one full trailer and then the partial trailer off of each cut. So I'm thinking like on the last cut this year, we'll go ahead and save like the partial trailer. Just keep it as grass. That way we have stuff to feed the livestock. Hopefully I gave myself enough room between starting this and the road. Otherwise I might have goofed. I might have goofed it. I always forget that this is a lot of silage sausage we make it. Glad to hear you're doing good. Watching me and playing Farm Sim 22 is a good day? Well, I'm glad you think so, man. Glad you're enjoying. Almost done. 6 to go. I think we got enough room. Even if it's only just... Guess we left ourselves with just enough room to get away. Some might say that that was like perfect. I wouldn't say that, but some might. Look at that. Tell me that wasn't perfect. What up, Dewey? Good afternoon. Appreciate you dropping in, my dude. Let's go ahead and save. We've done quite a bit. I'd hate to lose it. Man, I'm sore, guys. I ain't gonna lie to you. We did back and biceps last night, but late last night. Yesterday was a rough day for me in general. Ended up waking up, or not waking up, sorry. I was trying to go to bed yesterday, and just as I lay down, my dad calls. He needs me to run to him to load up a truck full of firewood. Well, I told him, I was like, well, I hope my car starts, because I don't know if if it's going to start, because my car, I needed a new battery, and I've been using a jump pack. Well, I accidentally forgot to charge my jump pack, so I didn't have a way to start the car. So then I had to carry that freaking battery, which is about 40 pounds, all the way across town, spend $240 buying a brand new battery, and then walk that battery, which also weighs about 40 pounds, all the way back across town, put it in my car, only for my dad to show up at my apartment the moment that I finished getting it in the car with his truck to go pick up wood. So that completely negated the entire reason I went and bought the battery to begin with. Could have saved myself $240 right there, but the old man wanted me to come to him, and then when I couldn't get my car started, then he ends up driving up to me anyway. If I'd have known he was going to do that, I wouldn't have bought the battery, but ended up getting that done. And then I, of course, went over, loaded his truck full of firewood, unloaded the truck full of firewood at his house, got back to my house late, laid down for a couple of hours, and then woke up late last night to do a back and biceps workout, and I'm cooked, man. I am so cooked. My freaking back is so sore. My arms are sore. Like, I am just a mess. I would have eventually needed the battery, yes, but the only reason I was trying to get the battery yesterday was because my dad needed me to come to him. Normally, I just start the car with the jump box, but my jump box wasn't charged because the last time I used the jump box, I was going to the gym and I forgot to take it out of the car to get it charged again. So my car wouldn't turn over. And me being in a hurry to try to get to my dad, ended up just saying, screw it, I'm going to go get a battery and be done with it. Because I wouldn't have been able to get the battery or the jump box charged in time anyway. I've needed a battery for like 3 years, but trying to justify a purchase of like $200 when the only time it really becomes an issue is during the winter time, because during the rest of the year the battery works just fine. It's just during the winter time it gets cold, and then the battery doesn't have enough cold cranking amps to turn the engine over. During the summer and spring and all the rest of the year it's fine. It's just during the winter time that it becomes a problem. And I don't really drive my car a lot. Because I work from home. I generally walk anywhere in town that I need to go. Like if I have to go anywhere in town. So the only time I ever drive my car is when I need to go to a doctor's appointment or something out of town. So it hasn't been a big issue for me. But at least now I won't have to worry about it. We've done it. I just couldn't really afford to do it this month, and this ended up being the time that I didn't have a choice. So, unfortunate, but is what it is. Life goes on and all that. Alright, so this one is done. Should be able to put this stuff up. Did we refertilize the rice field? I think we did. I probably ought to check. Smart person would check before they drop the equipment, but I think I did. I think I did. Let's go pick up the silage sausage maker. Yeah, it's fertilized, so we're good. We're good. Take this down over the hill. Put it away. Oh, by the way, I just realized we managed to get through all the baling without having to replace the bale netting. So that's good. But that'll definitely need to be replaced the next time that we go to do a baling. That's for sure. But that should be us done for May. We should be able to skip forward into June, and now we'll be able to sell off our rice oil for the first time. Is there anything in here that we need to look for? Not really. There's an auto-load bale trailer, but we don't need that because we already have one. There's an auger wagon. We don't really need that. A livestock trailer. We don't really need that either. So, let's go ahead and skip forward, shall we? Yeah, people that buy electric cars, like solely electric cars, are in for a rude awakening when it comes time to replace the batteries. You might as well just scrap the car at that point. Because even like for us, we had lead acid batteries in our forklifts and stuff, and a new forklift battery was like $5,000. So you can imagine those lithium battery packs that are for cars are going to be way more expensive. And they got to be replaced every couple of years, probably 6 years. That's assuming they don't use the like quick chargers and stuff. If you're using quick chargers, you destroy the life of your batteries. You cut the battery life in half by using quick chargers, essentially. So if you would have normally gotten 10 years out of a battery pack, now you're going to get 5 years if you're using quick chargers a lot because of the heat that's produced. Like, batteries don't like heat. Alright, before we do anything, let's grab a bale. We'll take over here, drop it for the animals. That way they've got plenty of food. We've got more wool that we should be able to take up. It's almost a full pallet of goat milk. Are we close to another pallet? Like, how are we doing? Not really. Okay. Alright, well, who is buying our rice oil for the highest price? Let me see how we're doing here. Dude, that cell tower that we put up is a bit crazy right out the gate. Like, we're getting a lot of money from that. That might be a little bit overpowered. We might have to get rid of that. That might be a bit too much money. I'll let you guys be the judge. All right, so who's buying it for the highest price? 37.71, 38.49 seems to be the highest price. That is going to the Small Farmers Kiosk. I have not been there yet. Where is this Small Farmer Kiosk? All the way over there somewhere. Fair enough. Well, let's go that direction. We will find this place. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pallets. So about $37,000, maybe $38,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Not too shabby. What up, Puju? How's it going? Yeah, and I mean, when you're in an area that's like gonna experience very high temperature differences, I'm sure that it just makes the batteries just die. So I get it. I don't know. I think the future isn't in total electric vehicles unless they come up with some sort of new like cheaper battery that is like a long-term solution. But I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think the best is like the hybrid cars, like a kind of like electric, like locomotives. Locomotives are diesel, but they're generators, right? The diesel engines run a generator that produces power that is stored into batteries and so on. So they're very efficient for what they are. And I think that is a better option for cars. So hybrid drives, hybrid cars, I think are the future. I don't think total electric is, and I don't think full, like, combustion engines is the future. I think it's a mix of the two. But also, welcome to the stream, and glad to hear you're joining us all the way from Finland, my dude. Hope you guys are doing well over there. I know it's kind of a crazy area of the world right now with everything going on lately, but look at this little place. Huh. Isn't this cute? I don't even know where you deliver. Ain't nobody here. How am I getting paid? $46,000. Let's go. Not bad. Now, if only we had the ability to, like, make oil a little bit faster. $182,000 in the bank, though, fellas. We're making moves out here. I think I was supposed to turn there. I guess we should be able to turn here, though. Should just go with dilithium crystals? Yeah. Go full Star Trek mode. Screw it. Why not? I'm giving her all she's got, Captain. If I push her any harder, she's gonna blow. It was like the worst Scotty accent you'll ever hear. Alright, so that's the rice oil taken care of. We will have to once again go up and reflood the field. So before we do anything crazy, we'll go up and do that. Biggest problem for you is too many tourists come to look for Santa and reindeer. I bet. I'd be lying to you if I knew exactly where in Finland that is. I know where Finland is, but I don't know where exactly that is in Finland. But I'll take your word for it. I will bring this down here. Let's drop the trailer for now. All right, let's go visit up there at the top. Warp speed, Mr. Sulu. Make it so, number one. Let's visit our rice field. We do need to go ahead. We did already fertilize it, so we don't have to do that again. Go ahead and hit this thing with a little flooding action. Make sure that that'll be good to go. I want to check on our growth calendar just to make sure where we're at. So rice will get harvested when exactly? August. Okay, so we are good until August. Everything else is pretty much done. All right, what's in here? This is the baler. We don't need that. How much is the MacDon swather thingamajig? What am I looking for? I'm looking for specialty whatchamacallits. So this thing. How much is it? $135,000 for this. So we have enough money for that. We would also need the actual mower unit itself, which would be this. But this is only 5... Yeah, this is only 5 meters working with. But this would take away... We wouldn't need to use the windrower anymore. We wouldn't need to use the swather. And this would allow the AI to not get stuck on the fences anymore. What's better? This or... the Big M. Where's the Big M at? So we have the Big M right here. Holy mother. Yeah, we can't afford that. But this comes with a 10 meter working width. So this is double the working width of what we currently would have. I mean, our mower right now is this thing. It is 7.3 meters. So we would lose a little bit of working width, but we would make up for that and not having to deal with AI getting stuck on the fence all the time because of the windrower. And I think that would be a good idea. So, what do you say we go ahead, we sell the mower and the windrower, and we pick up the MacDon. Just to make life a little bit easier on ourselves in the future. We sell 2 pieces of equipment, pick up 1 piece of equipment. And we shouldn't need to take out a loan or anything like that to make it happen. I believe we have enough money in the bank to make this work. Once we sell everything, that is. Should get a decent chunk out of this. Plus, it's a new piece of equipment that I've never actually looked at, so it'll be fun to take a look at that thing. Plus, the MacDon has other applications. If we get back into doing any sort of arable crops, like any sort of grains or anything, we could turn into doing swathing, where swathing improves the yield that you get out of certain crop types. Like all of your cereal crops and stuff like that, if you swath it first before you use a harvester to pick it up, you get more out of it. So if we get back into doing something like that down the future, like that might go a long ways. When they shut down all, how you gonna charge your cars with a treadmill? I mean, you can make your own power. Like, people been doing that for a long time. Have you ever seen on YouTube where people set up their own, like, especially if you own property with like a stream or anything like that, people make their own like water power and stuff. Like, people can come up with ways to do it. Alright, so we want to repair, repaint, and sell off the windrower and the mower. And that should hopefully give us enough money, in theory. Question mark. So, repair, repaint, and sell. $37,000. Actually, that's not as much as I was hoping for. And the windrower's not going to give us that much either. Repair, repaint, and sell. I don't think we're going to have enough. I don't think we're going to have enough. We might have to take a little bit of money out to do a loan. But we're going to get in here. We're going to grab the, whoops. The MacDon. We want this. Engine setup. Do we need a lot of power? Because that's the one thing I didn't look at. Oh, wait. Okay, so this is the bigger engine. Okay. So we'll just leave that as is. What track or what tires do we want? Does it matter? Not really. I think I go with the Midas here. Standard license plate. This will be a drive-in thing, so keep the license plate on it. It's $175,000 or $170,000. It's a lot, and that's going to be too much for our mower. So when we go to grab this now, this is going to be how much? $48,000. Oh my God, we have $92 left in the bank. But we did it. That's the main thing. Oh, it doesn't get any closer than that, folks. It doesn't get any closer than that. Lord have mercy. $92 left in the bank. That's called cutting it close. Let's go take a look at our brand new equipment, shall we? All right. Let's take a look in here. Honestly, it's not all that impressive, is it? Kind of reminds me of like a 90s Toyota in here. Very basic. Alright. Fair enough, I guess. Alright, let's hook up to our mower. Now, this piece of equipment has a very interesting thing that it does. So we'll hook up to our mower, but you'll notice that the tractor kind of looks like a harvester from this side, and it is. But if we go back here, we should be able to change driving direction. We just straight up went and rotated our seat around. So now we're driving it like it's a normal tractor. So your steering's at the front instead of the back. Isn't that cool? I mean, I think it's cool. The way they did that. But we got a new piece of equipment. Something I didn't think was going to happen today, I'll be honest. Next time that we continue this series, which will be some point down the road, we might actually get to use this. But I don't think it'll be used today. This thing is pretty nice, though. But the main thing is, it's a windrower and a mower all in one. So I don't have to worry about it being a problem when it comes to AI around the fences anymore. It should just work. Right? I should be able to just have it work. Whoopsie. No, don't go in the field. Get out of the field, dum-dum. Good Lord. Stop running into my field of cotton. It's money you're taking away. You ain't even made it home yet and you're already breaking stuff. Oh, and one other thing is, we just freed up a lot of room in our freaking shed. We don't have to do a gajillion turns anymore. This little 5-meter wide mower fits perfectly in here. And we just kind of back it up next to Big Red over here. Look at it. Boy, she looks good in the shed next to Big Red over there, don't she? I like it. I like it, man. I can't wait to use that thing. All right, let's get the voucher back to the shop, though. Get this thing home. We did flood the rice field, right? Like, I'm not crazy. If I didn't, I'll screw it up and we'll end up having a field wasted like a dum-dum. Late 90s CRV, yeah. Basically a 90s model Japanese car. That's exactly what it looks like. You're not wrong. Whether it be Toyota, Honda, doesn't matter. They were very basic interiors. It is a windrower. So the way it drops the grass in the middle, so we don't have to have a windrower anymore. It is a windrower. As it mows, it'll leave a swath. That is the whole purpose of that thing. It is called a swather. Or, in the game they call it a windrower, but it is called a swather. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for today's episode. You know what that means. It's time to clean up our mess that we made for the day. Spray down all of our equipment. Now, like I said, this series may be postponed for the foreseeable future, but we will come back to this series at some point down the line. I just don't know exactly when that will be. But I appreciate everybody sticking through it. I mean, this is 26 episodes of having a great time with Farm Sim 25 here on Riverbend Springs, growing our little farm from what it used to be to what it is now. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Get the lights turned back on. The good news is, we managed to put ourselves in a situation where we sold off half the stuff that we needed to spray. Oh, I got the planter over there, the rice planter. We'll have to spray it off. And then I know this is brand new, but we'll go ahead and spray it down too. Just to welcome it to its new home. And we'll go over here and spray down the rice planter. What up, Purge? Those 5 meter swaths you'll be baling forever. I don't think it'll be as bad as you think. I don't think it'll be as bad as you think. I mean, we had a 7.2 meters, so we're only losing like 2.2 meters total. Which is about, what, a third of our working width. But, again, not having to deal with the AI getting stuck on stuff, it should just make things a little bit easier going forward for us. But that is where we are going to call it for the time being. For the foreseeable future, this is the end of Ataloss Farms. It's been a great journey to get to this point, and I thank everybody for joining us. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Keep an eye out for the return of Ataloss Farms. It will be back at some point in the future, but for the foreseeable future, it will be a stream series with a co-op multiplayer element to it. So I hope that you guys will join us for our new adventure as we get started on something new. And don't forget, we do the videos on the edited version where we're on New Frontier in a start from scratch survival challenge that gets uploaded 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time. If you're a member, you get to see the videos before they go live, so keep that in mind. The next episode 11 for that series, is up currently for people that are members. So if you guys are interested and want to check that out, make sure you become a member. But thank you guys so much for joining me, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next